Hello and welcome to this next session. As mentioned previously, pag-aaralan natin ang Bash scripting. When we talk about Bash scripting, it is a process to automate repetitive tasks. Imagine, kaysa itatype mo siya manually, and you're going to input all those parameters, all those codes, all those specific commands, that will be tedious and hard. It's prone to error. We're going to use Bash script. Bash script is like inilalagay mo sa isang script or file yung commands na i-execute mo depende sa gusto mong gawin. Ang advantage nito is that we can simply put all those commands together at kita natin kung paano siya mag execute. So bago pa siya mangyari, we can already visualize kung ano ang kanyang kalalabasan. So sa gagawin natin is just pretty much the basic for now, and as we move on, magkakaroon tayo ng mas complex examples. So, for now, ang goal lamang natin is gumawa ng isang file na kung saan maglalagay tayo ng content dun sa file na yon at maglalagay tayo ng ilang mga parameters na i-install natin at saka i-run natin yung content. So, for now, let's try to perform those specific tasks na sinabi natin. Okay? So, first things first, gagawa lang muna ako ng isang directory kung saan dun ko ilalagay yung aking codes para compilated sila or hindi sila mahirap hanapin sa akin. So, mkdir, I'm going to type in bash script and I hit enter. Sorry for the wrong spelling. cd bash scripts bash script. Alright, so nagbago na yung directory ko as I can see. Now, depende sa inyong ginagamit na operating system or version ng server, either gumamit kayo ng Vim or Nano. In my case, hindi siya available yung Vim sa server na gamit ko ngayon, so I'm going to use Nano. But as much as possible, it will be better to use Vim because it is applicable in any modern servers out there. Alright, so let's begin. I'm going to type in this specific file. Papangalanan ko siya ng test.sh. So, yung file name, discard nyo na yan. But ang mahalaga dito is yung sh, meaning this is a shell. Yung ating kernel can recognize na ito ay isang shell script or isang file na niraran ng ating terminal. So, I'm going to open this. Okay, let's focus dito sa part ng nasa line. Ang tawag dito is the shebang. I get it, medyo hindi magandang pakinggan but that's just the reality. Shebang, meron siyang, kung tawagan niya ay hashtag or pound symbol sa mga professionals followed by an exclamation point. From there, meron siyang slash bin slash bash. Let me explain this para magkaroon kayo ng analogy. So for instance, meron kayong iniraran na program sa inyong computer. So, di ba kung ang niraran nyo na program ay Java, dapat may installed na Java. Kung iraran nyo ay Python, dapat may installed na Python. And ganun din sa C#. So, in this case, we are telling our Linux server na dito mo siya i-run gamit ang runtime na bin bash. Alright? So, ibig sabihin nitong shebang is that you are pertaining that you want to execute specifically this script using this runtime right here. Alright? So, first, i-type natin yan. Bin bash. Okay, notice meron tayo ditong hashtag and exclamation point, but for professional view, this is a pound symbol. Alright, then I'm going to hit on enter. As you can see, meron siyang a little bit of difference kumpara sa Vim kasi ito ay direct to the editor na agad. Wala na ako ibang pinindot. No. However, Vim is still mas flexible siya in my point of view, especially sa mga servers na walang Nano or if Dockerize yung inyong server. Alright, so for now, gagawa muna ako ng isang command. For example, mkdir and then lagyan natin siya ng example lang sabihin natin test container o test directory na lang. Right? So, maglagay lang ako dito ng parameter. For example, tingnan natin kung magkaka-error or magsa-success so that meron tayong sample kung paano magdi-debug ng ating script. No? So, I'm going to hit on enter. So, ibig sabihin, i-execute niya tong command na to. You already have a view of it bago pa siya mangyari. And then, maglagay lang tayo ng content using echo. You can use a lot of, you can use other methods. But just for this example, sapat na to. This is just, oops, sorry for the wrong spelling. This is just a test followed by the greater than symbol and then kung ano yung ipapangalan natin dun sa file. In this case, sabihin natin gumawa tayo ng bagong file na edward.txt. Right? So, yun lang naman yung sa akin. Pero, mas maganda kung dun siya sa loob ng test directory. So, test directory para makita talaga natin. Okay? So, ito yung ginawa, and after niyang magawa, ibig sabihin, gagawa siya ng text na ito at yung magiging output niya, ilalagay niya sa loob ng test directory at edward.txt na file. I'll hit on enter sa dulo. And then magdagdag tayo ng isang command. So ang gagawin nito ay sudo apt-get install 3. So hindi lahat ng server ay may naka-install na 3. In this case, I'm not sure. That's why maglalagay ako ng ganito. So if you're wondering what is apt-get, that is the package manager. When you say package manager, parang ito yung ginagamit yung installer kapag nag-download kayo ng Windows Microsoft Word or sabihin natin mga games nyo, meron kayong mga ISO file or .exe file na dino-double click nyo lang, mag-i-install na. However, this is via command. So, madaming package manager, but in this case, since ito ay Debian, we're going to use apt-get followed by install, and then kung ano yung software or package na i-install mo. -y, ibig sabihin -yes para hindi na niya ako tanungin manually. Once done, I'm going to type 3, then call this a period. So, ine-execute ko na yung command. Ibig sabihin ng tooldoc is the current directory. I want to execute the command in the current directory now. Okay? So, what we have to do is i-echo natin kung totoo ba na nagawa si edward.txt. So, I'm going to copy this, or kaya manual ko na lang. Test directory. As you can see, naka-relative path ako, hindi siya absolute path kasi doon ko naman lang siya ginawa sa loob ng specific container kanina or directory na previously kong ginawa. Right? So, edward.txt. In the event na hindi siya magdumana, then we get to see kung paano natin siya itatama. Okay? I'm going to save and exit. And then, ang next na dapat natin gawin is bigyan nito ng permission. Para magawa natin yun, kailangan natin ng chmod +X for execute, and then yung ating file name. In this case is test.sh. Right? So we have to verify that. ls-la test.sh. Okay? So meron tayong read, write, execute. Okay, that looks good to me. Now let us try to run the script. So paano? Alright? So pag mag-run ka ng script in a Linux environment is first tooldoc followed by a slash. Okay? Ibig sabihin is you want to execute this specific file, followed by the file name. Meaning, si tooldoc at saka si slash is that this is for execution in this current directory. So kung sa iba siya nakalagay, then you have to put the absolute path. But in this case, si test.sh ay nakalagay sa loob ng folder na bash script, so hindi ko na siya kailangan since currently nasa bash script folder din naman ako ngayon. Let us try to enter this. Okay, humihingi siya ng password. That's fine. Kasi kailangan niya ng sudo privilege. Now, if I try to enter this, sorry, mali yung password na nailagay ko. Let me try that again. Alright, tingnan natin ako na nangyari. As you can see, ini-execute ko lang yung program. Hindi ako nag-install ng kahit ano manually. Gumana siya dun sa script. So, in reality, dapat ganyan ang gagawin nyo, hindi nyo siya imamanual. Why? There are a lot of reasons, but some, pwede kang makalimot or pwedeng magkamali ka ng installation. So, ang nangyayari dito, sa first approach pa lang, kita mo na yung sunod-sunod na magiging situation bago mo pa i-execute. And that is really, really good. It might take some time bago siya mag-install, but we are going to verify kapag ito ay tapos na. Meanwhile, ano yung ginawa natin? Meron ako ditong binbash as I have mentioned. This is the shebang in the sense na imagine this as your runtime environment na kapag Java mo nira-run, edi dapat Java din yung environment. Same goes with Python and C# at iba pa. apt-get is the package manager para makapag-install tayo. Followed by the tree command na ito yung kanyang resulta. Okay, it looks tapos na yung installation ko. Notice, ang purpose ng aking command na tree tsaka tooldoc kanina is ipakita kung ano yung hierarchy ng current folder. In this case, tayo ay nasa bash script. So, ano yung hierarchy niya? Ibig sabihin, sa loob ng bash script is meron siyang test directory. Sa loob ng test directory is meron siyang edward.txt. At saka test.sh, which is ito yung ating inirun. And look, notice this ipinakita niya na merong summary, one directory at meron siyang 2 files. That's good for investigation. Now, yung pinakahuling command natin is this is just a test. Let's verify, tama ba yung execution ng aking command? Let's open the test.sh again. So una niyang gumawa siya ng test directory. In a sense, nakita natin na may ganong folder. And then, gumawa siya ng edward.txt sa loob ng test directory na ginawa natin sa taas. And then, nag-install siya ng tree. Nakita natin yung process. And then, ini-execute niya yung tree na command. Kaya nakita natin yung hierarchy. And then, nag-cat yung test directory. Kaya nakita natin yung output. Now, let's try to review it again. Malamang hindi natin makikita yung process kasi yung paggagawa ng directory at paggagawa ng files, wala silang output. However, nakita natin yung kanyang end result na nag-install siya nang hindi natin tinatype manually sa terminal. In addition, nagpakita siya ng result without doing it manually. So this is a very important thing for you to understand na sa halip na i-manual mo, create a script so that bago pa siya matapos, you already know what will happen. I'll be seeing you sa ating next video.